Hello, Mr. Wood. Can I have a bit of your time?
What now, Pia? You know I'm busy, right? Ugh, kids these days really have no manners.
I'm sorry, Mr. Wood. Please, may I have some of your valuable time?
What is it? Make it snappy.
Thank you. I wanted to let you know that I'm going to be leaving the job at the end of the month.
What? You want to quit? This month?
Yes. A lot of the other student workers suddenly quit, right? So the workload is bigger now, and I'm having to do a lot of hours I'm not scheduled for. I was given shifts during finals week when I said I couldn't work. I just can't continue doing this job any longer.
Right. I get what you're saying to me, Pia. But I can't accept.
Huh? Why is that?
What do you mean, why? It's not that hard to get. You've been working here all this time and you still don't understand. Maybe you're not taking your work seriously enough.
I apologize. Sorry, but I really have no idea what you mean.
We're stretched thin as it is, so we can't function if we lose even more people. What happens if we go bust because of that? There are people with us that have their own lives and families to support. Are you trying to force them onto the streets? How do you plan on making it up to the people whose livelihoods you'd ruin by making us go bankrupt? Everyone will suffer because of your selfishness.
Huh, but make it up to them? How do I do that?
You're too young to do anything to make it up to them. So if that happened, you'd be liable to pay damages to the business.
Pay damages? Like, I'd be in debt to the business?
Of course, it's only fair if you act so selfishly. You wouldn't be able to pay it back unless you worked like a slave for years. You're still 16, right, Pia? Your life's over if you're in debt for $40,000 so young before you even start college.
$40,000? That much?
Well, that's just an example. If you caused the whole restaurant to go bust and made so many people homeless, it wouldn't surprise me if you owed more than that.
Oh, no. I couldn't pay that much.
I bet you couldn't. But Pia, if you insist on quitting, you'd be in debt by an amount you couldn't pay off for years.
That's way too much money for me. Can't we do something about this?
Nope, we can't. So you should stop thinking about quitting and just carry on working. You really don't know a thing about the real world, do you?
I'm so sorry, but I can't get up early these days, and my parents are worrying about me.
Then you need to stop being a baby. And you'd better not discuss this with your parents.
Huh?
I'm sure they'll be disappointed if they find out their daughter is so ignorant and irresponsible. You wouldn't want to cause your parents trouble, would you, Pia?
No, I wouldn't want to cause them trouble.
Then don't say a word to your parents. If you do tell your parents about this, the responsibility to pay damages will be transferred from you to them. All that because of your selfish desire to quit your job.
What? My parents would have to pay? I can't have that. Like I said, I don't want to cause them trouble.
Of course you don't. I know that you're a kind girl who loves her parents dearly, Pia. Then you know what to do, don't you?
Yes.
Yes, what? I need it in writing clearly.
I take back what I said about quitting.
That's right. You do get it. Then I'll see you tomorrow for your shift.
Okay. See you tomorrow, Mr. Wood.
Hey, Pia. Are you home yet?
Hey, Rocco. Sorry, I'm still on my way home. What's up?
Aren't you going back home late these days? Are you out with your friends?
Not exactly.
It's dangerous out at night. Mom and Dad said they're worried because you won't talk when they asked if something was wrong. You need to get more rest. I thought all high school kids cared about was sleep.
I'm sorry, but I'm not out just having fun.
Then what exactly are you doing? staying out so late so often. You don't want to talk about it? Where are you now? Do you need me to go pick you up?
It's fine. I'm almost home now.
Mom says you're always coming home late, and you seem down. Mom and Dad are so worried about you. I'm worried about my little sister too, Pia. You can talk to me if you want. That's why I texted today.
Thanks for worrying about me. But really, I'm fine.
Are you sure? I heard you crying a little while back.
Huh? How do you know?
When I stayed over in my old bedroom, remember? I was right next door to you. The walls are thin, so I could hear you. The first time I came back this year, I thought I could hear something.
Right. I guess I was pretty noisy. I'm sorry, Rocco.
You don't need to apologize. If it was that bad, I would have just knocked on your door and told you so.
Right.
Anyway, back to the topic at hand. Can you tell me what's going on?
Well...
Is it something you really don't want to tell me? Is something bad happening at school?
No, that's not it. It's not school, but work.
Oh, your part-time job? Pia, you know what I do for work, right? Don't you think I can help you?
Oh, yeah!
You forgot, didn't you? I'm sure I can give you some advice. It's fine. Just talk to me.
It's my boss. I tried to quit. So I even texted him about it. But my boss won't let me quit.
Well, what do you know? That's my specialty. Can you tell me more?
Sure. Oh, wait a minute. I'm almost home, so let me get changed and stuff first.
Go ahead. Make sure you get something to eat, too.
Okay. Sorry, Rocco. I'm ready now. Shall we continue?
Yeah, do tell. Take your time and tell me everything.
Got it. My boss has been pretty harsh to the student workers lately. So, quite a lot have quit recently. But of course, we're lacking in people right now because of that. So me and the others who have remained have a pretty big workload now. I was given shifts when I said I can't work for finals. Plus, he makes me stay late.
You work at that Italian restaurant across from the town hall, right? The one that's about a 10-minute walk from home?
Yeah, that's the one.
Mom says you're coming home past 11 lately.
These days, a lot of days have been like that. The restaurant closes at 10:30, but that's when we have to do everything to close down.
Right. Something's not right here. I'm already getting angry based on what I've heard so far.
Are you okay?
Oh, sorry. I'm fine. Keep going, please.
Okay. I said that I wanted to quit at the end of the month, but my boss said the business would go bust if I did. Then he said if the restaurant went under, I'd have to pay $40,000 in damages because so many workers would be out on the street. He also said that if I told my parents, they would be liable to pay the damages instead of me.
You must have been so scared. Thanks for telling me, sis. Do you still have your text history with your boss?
No, I've deleted all the stuff from the past. It just makes me depressed to read it, so I got rid of it.
Even the recent conversation about quitting?
That's still there.
Great. Whatever you do, don't delete it. If you want your boss to pay, you need to keep it.
Okay.
Let's tell him again that you want to quit. You're off school tomorrow, right? I'm off work too. I'll go to you and we can do it together. I'll be watching the conversation next to you, and I can always take over.
Really? You'll speak to him for me?
Yeah. I'm furious at him for treating my little sister this way. I'll help you, Pia. So you don't need to worry. Just get a good night's rest.
All right. Thank you, Rocco. Good morning, Mr. Wood. Please, may I have some of your valuable time?
What is it, Pia? What stupid demand do you have this time?
I want to quit this job at the end of the month.
Huh? Do you have amnesia? Don't you remember we had this conversation already? Are you dumb? I don't care if you want to quit. Can you really pay for the damages? You'll waste so many years of your life. Your parents have such an awful daughter. I feel so sorry for your parents.
Aren't you exaggerating? I'm just saying I want to quit.
You don't get to make the decisions here. I'm the one who gets to decide. The employer who's paying your wages is the one who makes the rules.
Actually, that's wrong. The employer and employee are equals.
What? Equal? Who do you think you are? Don't talk back to me, you brat.
It's true. They are equal. Don't you know? It's pretty basic knowledge.
What the hell? You'd better watch your mouth. How am I equal to some snot-nosed high schooler?
Snot-nosed high schooler or not, it doesn't matter. You are the one who'd better watch your mouth. You're getting carried away.
Huh? You are Pia Gaddy, aren't you? What happened to you? Oh, I am Gaddy, all right. Nice to meet you, Mr. Wood. Huh? What on earth are you talking about? My name's Rocco Gaddy. I'm Pia Gaddy's older brother. I'm borrowing my sister's phone. By the way, I'm a lawyer who specializes in labor and employment law. Oh, you're what now? A lawyer? Yes, you're breaking quite a few laws here. You've left plenty of evidence in the text history, too. That won't be a problem once I delete it. Wow. Well, you can if you like, but I've already screenshotted it all. I also don't think a judge would take too kindly to you attempting to destroy evidence. It's already too late if you wanted to destroy the evidence anyway. What crimes have I committed, exactly? Why don't you stay out of business that's not yours? My sister's business is my business. You can't just play innocent here. About what? I hired Pia because she said she wanted to work at my restaurant. What's the problem here? I've done nothing wrong. First, about you not allowing her to quit. It says in her employment contract that she needs to give 2 weeks' notice. Pia has given you 1 month's notice, which is far more than is needed. I just asked her to wait before quitting because we don't have the numbers at the moment. I've kept her all this time, so she should at least honor that request. It was pretty hard to interpret your conversation with her that way. You even said to Pia that she'd have to pay damages to the business for quitting, didn't you? Demanding such a payment of an employee is a direct violation of Section 16 of the state's Fair Labor and Employment Standards Act. Okay. Did I say such a thing? I don't recall that. Don't worry. It's all saved in screenshots in the text history. And you were saying some things that sounded an awful lot like blackmail, weren't you? That Pia's life would be over if she quit? How can you say that to a girl who's young enough to be your daughter? Actually, you gave her an exact value of money to give you, so that would be more extortion than blackmail. You just added a new charge for yourself. It's technically attempted extortion, though, since Pia hasn't paid yet. You're even making Pia work on post-close duties after you close the store to customers at 10:30. Are you aware of the state law that prohibits minors from working past 10? Not that it matters, because ignorance isn't an excuse when you run such a business. All right, I'm sorry. Really, I had no idea about that law. As for damages that you could be liable for, you're looking at around $800 to $1,700 for blackmail. Making a minor work past 10 gets you 6 months of community service and a $1,300 fine. Well, there are lots of other questionable things you've been doing here, Mr. Wood. But this is taking a while over text. Going to court to settle it would be much easier. Wait a minute. Let's hash this out now. We should both calm down and talk about this. Please, can't you let me off easy? I love Pia more than anything. You hurt my sister and cornered her mentally. I'm livid. I'm going to make sure the judge throws the book at you. No. Listen, I'm so sorry. I heard from Pia, but you have a daughter the same age as her, don't you? Yes, I do. How would you feel if your own daughter were in the same situation as Pia? I'm truly sorry. I don't have any excuses. Don't apologize to me. Apologize to Pia. But you'll do it at court. No, anything but that. Like you said, I have a daughter. And a wife, too. Please, I'm begging you. I get that you're having a rough time with your business right now, but it's your fault that all this has happened. Your incompetence caused the situation, so don't blame it on Pia. You need to take responsibility for your own actions. But I'm apologizing to you, aren't I? How can you be so cruel? You're the one who's cruel. Apologizing isn't enough. I feel so sorry for your family. Their father and husband is so ignorant and irresponsible. After that, further investigation of Mr. Wood and his business revealed all sorts of laws he was breaking. He was heavily warned and punished by the law. It was revealed that he was saying some pretty horrible things to the other employees, too. We decided to sue him for emotional distress for a hefty price, since he did hurt Pia deeply. Our parents are saving that money for Pia's college funds. To give Pia something to look forward to, I told her I'd pay for her and one friend to go on a cruise during summer vacation. But on second thought, and after she talked with me about it, I guess that was a little much for a 16-year-old. I reluctantly changed it to a cheaper vacation to a nearby town. But I'm happy as long as my sister is. I honestly don't care about the details of how Pia's awful boss ended up. But it's just a story we can look back on and laugh now. No need to worry about what's in the past.
Have you finished yet? I want to hear how the job hunt is going.
I'm just finishing up now.
Great. I know you must be tired, but could you stop at a supermarket on your way home? I want to make hamburgers, but I don't have any beef. I really do have a sip for a brain. I can't remember a thing.
Sure, don't worry about it. I'll pick up a pack for you.
So, how was it today? Did it go well?
I suppose.
What do you mean by I suppose? You can give me a bit more than that. I don't know how it went unless you tell me. Did you find any good jobs?
They were okay, but not the best. I'm not feeling too confident about any which one of them. Honestly, though, I can't afford to be picky, so I'm probably going to apply for some. Beggars can't be choosers, can they?
What? Don't say that. You should be picky. Your future, our future, is at stake. You'll regret it if you don't research the jobs and know if they're really what you want. You could be screwed over if you get into a company that's about to cut its budgets and fire you within a year.
Don't say that.
Don't say what? Was that a bit harsh?
I mean, that exact thing happened to me. It's not a laughing matter when it actually happens to you. When I got my last job, I was fired within 6 months. It was such a waste of time and energy.
Yeah, sorry for being a bit insensitive. I know it was devastating for you. That does prove my point, though. You should really check out the company well before taking the job. Surely you want a secure job that'll support us in the long run?
Yeah, that would be best. But my hands are tied. I can't keep being unemployed. We can't afford that. I need to start working soon.
Don't worry about money, though. I know being unemployed sucks and does make things a bit tight, but we can make it on my salary alone. We really can. I have a little bit of savings we can use. We'll be fine. We just have to make a few cutbacks.
You really think so? I don't know, though. It feels wrong to take that money from you. It's your savings. I'm always relying on you for support. I need to do things on my own without your help.
You really think that you aren't independent? I don't think that's true at all.
It is true. Before we got married, I was just a happy-go-lucky guy. My last job was so unstable. Sure, it was cool to be a stuntman, but it wasn't something I could rely on forever.
It's not a bad thing to be a man who follows his dreams, Joe.
That's nice of you to say. But I really am just a happy-go-lucky guy who chases whatever thrill he can get. But I've got a family now. It's pathetic to be a man who can't support his family. I hate it.
I liked when you were a stuntman, though. You were so happy. But you were always one small step away from a risky situation, so I was worried about you. So when you told me that you wanted to give it all up and get a secure job to support our family, I couldn't help but be happy about it. I'm sorry if I was part of the reason you chose to give up on your dream. Having to sacrifice your dreams for your family is rough.
No, not at all. I chose to quit my job by myself. It's not something you have to feel guilty for. It wasn't a job I could have done forever, so I would have had to quit at some time anyway. I really do want a safe job. I'm too old for that risky stuff.
Really? I know you'll do well with the job hunt. Do it for our little Ellie. She's cheering her daddy on too.
I'll do my best. Speaking of Ellie, has her fever gone down?
Not yet. Her fever actually went up around lunchtime. She's in a bit of a daze at the moment. I hate seeing her like this.
She's had a fever all week, hasn't she? Is it not a bit strange?
The hospital said that it's just a cold, but you're right, it does seem strange. I don't know who to trust in these situations.
We could always try and take her to a different hospital for a second opinion. There's a big children's hospital near the university, isn't there? Why don't we try there?
Yeah, you're right. I'll try and take her there.
Let me know what they say when you've finished.
I will. Don't forget the beef. Joe, what are we going to do? The doctor just finished examining Ellie. They said she has a tumor. A tumor! The doctor told me that it might be cancerous.
Cancerous? Are you being serious right now?
I don't know the details yet, but I got a referral for another hospital. They said that it's a pediatric cancer specialist hospital, so they'll be able to examine it further and tell us more.
Pediatric cancer? This is an absolute nightmare. Our little Ellie has cancer?
The doctor couldn't diagnose it properly, but she said there's an 80% chance that it's cancer. What have we done to deserve this? Why is it happening to our Ellie? She's only 3 years old. 3 years old! Why?
I know. Calm down. If she goes to the specialist hospital, they'll treat her and she'll be fine. Cancer used to be a death sentence, but the times have changed. They can treat it now.
I suppose that's true. Doesn't stop me worrying, though. But admitting her into a hospital will cost a lot of money. We don't even have enough without having to pay for medical expenses, too.
I assume you're talking about the treatment fees? Do you know how much it will roughly cost?
I think we can get some government subsidies to lower the cost a bit. But even with those subsidies, the cost for transportation and accommodation will likely add up. The hospital she'll need to go to is really far from here.
What can we do, though? We need to visit her. I want to be with Ellie as much as possible.
Me too. I've looked into treatments. Recently, there is a promising new treatment with a high success rate. But it isn't covered by insurance, so it costs loads.
Even if it is expensive, if there's a higher likelihood that she'll recover, then I think we should try it. How much is it?
It depends on the length of the treatment, but I was told it's a minimum of about $40,000.
$40,000?
We definitely can't afford it at the moment. We're broke!
Yeah, I know.
What did Ellie ever do to deserve this? I'd switch places with her if I could. It's heartbreaking to think of her having to battle through cancer treatment.
I can't believe that it's happening right now, when I don't have a job. I'm sorry I'm such a waste of space. The fact is we're broke because of me. That's the bottom line.
Hey, neither of us is to blame. But we definitely have to do something. As parents, we need to act, not just complain about it all. Anyway, I'll go to the hospital tomorrow and get her examined. You should come too.
Did you finish at the hospital?
Joe! Why didn't you come home yesterday? You didn't call either. Where did you end up?
I'm sorry.
I went to the specialist hospital with Ellie alone. Ellie is sleeping like a log now because she had a lot of examinations.
And what were the results?
She has cancer, just like the hospital thought.
Oh, I can't believe it. This might come as a surprise to you, but I've been thinking about it for a while now, and I want a divorce.
Oh my god, what? You can't say something like that out of the blue! Joe, are you being serious? Someone's taking your phone, right? Who am I speaking to right now? This isn't funny.
No, it's me. It's Joe. Like I said, I've been thinking about this for a while, and I want a divorce.
Why would you joke around right now? Our Ellie just got diagnosed with cancer! What on earth are you thinking? Where were you yesterday? I was worried. What do you mean, I want a divorce? I just don't understand.
I'm sorry. I've just been thinking about what I want in the future. and I came to the decision that I want a divorce. I think it's best for both of us if we break up. I can't be with you any longer. I can't pay right now, but I will pay child support when I can. You won't be able to change my mind, though. I want a divorce.
Why are you throwing what we have away? How could you? Is it because Ellie has cancer? Are you really that weak of a man? Are you going to try and run away from your responsibilities? You're pathetic.
I know you must hate me. I sent the divorce papers to the house. Submit them once you filled them in.
Are you being serious right now? You really want a divorce?
How many times can I repeat it? Yeah, I want a divorce. You probably won't see me again. But Ellie's still young. She'll forget about me. It's best if you forget about me too.
I can't believe this. I don't know what happened, but this isn't like you at all. I thought we were solid. I stood by you through so much. Was our relationship really that weak? We need to talk about this. We can't end like this. We're both Ellie's parents, as a pair. You can't abandon Ellie now. You have to support your child.
I'm sorry. Goodbye.
No, don't go. Explain this to me. Talk to me. Joe! It's been 2 weeks since Ellie started radiation therapy. Her beautiful hair has completely fallen out. She's in a bad mood all the time these days, probably because of the treatment side effects. I think she's also feeling lonely. I want to be with her more, but I can't because of work and the transport cost. I figured I had nothing to lose by telling you what's been happening. Of course, you don't respond, though. Have you already forgotten about us?
I'm so sorry.
Joe? Finally, you reply! Where are you now? What are you doing?
It must be incredibly hard for you and Ellie. I'm sorry you're having to do this alone. But I'm not coming home. I don't have anything more to say to you.
Why on earth aren't you coming home? Is there really no chance you'll change your mind? Did you find somebody else? Did you want something that I wasn't giving you? Did I not satisfy you enough in the bedroom?
It's not that. I'm sorry.
Just tell me the reason instead of just saying, I'm sorry.
I don't know what you want me to say. All I can tell you is I'm sorry.
So that's it then? I'm not going to tell you anything from now on. That would make you happy, wouldn't it? I'm not going to be made a fool of anymore and keep clinging to the hope you'll change your mind. We're done. You'll never hear from me again. I can't take the stress of this. You've torn my heart out.
I know you don't agree, but it's for the best.
You know I'll never forgive you for this. I'm going to hate your guts forever.
I know. Hate me as much as you want.
Goodbye. Joe? What is this? I don't understand. What is all this?
Oh, so it got to you then.
Don't act surprised. What? How? How did you get that much money? It's a fortune. What am I supposed to do with all this money?
It's about $70,000 in total. Use it to go and see Ellie more often. Her treatment isn't covered by insurance, is it?
I can't just take this kind of money. We need to talk first. Where have you been for the last 2 months? What have you been doing? What did you do for Ellie?
Don't worry about it. Just use the money for Ellie. Is it enough for now?
I mean, yeah, of course it is. But I can't take that much money from you. I just don't understand. How did you save so much money in 2 months? Explain it to me or I won't take it.
The truth is, I went back to my old job when you told me about the cancer.
Your old job? You mean your job as a stuntman?
Yeah, that's it. An old friend in the industry told me about a well-paying job. It was risky, but worth it. Stuntmen are paid by the stunt, you see. The more dangerous the stunt, the more money you get.
But it was 3 years since you were a stuntman. Could you find work that fast?
I got on my knees and begged my old boss. I used to work for him, so he trusted me to do a good job. I mean, I still had to do a performance test, but he got me the test.
But wasn't 3 years off the job too long? You must be doing dangerous stunts for that kind of money. Getting hit by cars or jumping down staircases? Can you still remember how to do it all?
After retiring from it, I kept up with training. So my body is still in good shape. There's still life in me yet. I mean, It still took about a month to get back up to scratch, but it wasn't so long. I was just focused on training for the first month, so I started saving from the end of last month.
To get that much money, you must have been doing super risky stunts. What did you do?
I was hit by a car over 10 times. I was burned alive 4 times.
Who wants that kind of thing recorded? It's sick. I can't believe it. This is a new level of dangerous. Is this the kind of thing you were doing before we got married? Why didn't you ever tell me?
You get $10,000 for being burned alive. I couldn't turn down that kind of money. It was a long time since I'd last done it, so I was really scared.
So the reason you left us was to return to that dangerous work and help Ellie? Why didn't you tell me?
I thought you'd try and talk me out of it.
Well, yeah, of course I would have.
Also, I thought if I asked for a divorce of me, then you'd hate my guts. I wanted you to hate me. If you hated me, then you wouldn't have been so hurt if anything happened to me. I wanted to ensure you didn't have to deal with my funeral or anything. If I was injured, you would have had to look after me. I was able to save a lot of money, but I gambled on getting out of it unscathed. I entrusted all my money to my stuntmen friends. I told them to give it to you if anything happened to me.
Wow, you thought that far ahead. Did you get injured? Are you okay?
There's not a scratch on me. Everyone was surprised and said to me that they didn't think I'd had a break from working as a stuntman.
Even if you did all that for Ellie, the way you left wasn't okay. I really hated you. I really thought you were an asshole that left their sick child behind.
I'm sorry. I thought that even if you despised me, it would be worth it. Either way, I want you to take the money.
No, I won't. Money alone isn't enough. It'll only be enough if you come home. You're who Ellie and I need the most right now.
But I must have hurt you so much. I wasn't with you when Ellie was being treated.
I mean, of course I have a problem with what you did. But whatever way you look at it, we didn't have any money. We didn't know when you would be able to find a job. I can understand that you had no other option. That said, I'm still angry at you for going off without talking to me first.
I'm sorry.
I know you're not a man of many words, but you should probably try talking a bit more now. Don't keep this to yourself. Talk to me. Come home right now. Let's go back to how we were before. It would have been better to keep the divorce papers rather than submitting them.
Are you sure it's okay for me to come home? I never thought I'd see you two again. You must have despised me.
Of course you're allowed to come home. Let's go see Ellie together. Joe, Ellie was just about forgetting your face. Ellie would be happy to see her father again. But you have to give her a very sincere apology.
Yes, of course.
What you did was so hurtful. But I'm glad you're coming back. I want to know what's going around in that head of yours.
I'll try to speak to you more. I'm coming home now. Should I pick up anything from the store on the way?
Pick up some beef on your way. I haven't had the energy to cook recently, so there's nothing in the house.
Got it. Are we having hamburgers for dinner?
Yeah, I thought I'd treat you. Although it's been 2 months since I asked you to pick up the beef. You're a bit late.
Sorry to keep you waiting for so long.
Don't think I'll be tipping for this kind of service. Anyway, I can't wait to see you. Joe had lost weight since being away. And when he got back, he looked like a kid who's in trouble in the schoolyard. I was fighting back the tears. He gave me a huge hug, and that's when the waterworks started. The hamburgers came out a little overcooked, but neither of us cared. Joe didn't only provide the money that we desperately needed, but he found a new job through a colleague. And this work wasn't dangerous, and he was a permanent employee with benefits. Everything really did turn out well. When Joe saw Ellie face to face in the hospital, he cried and apologized to Ellie so many times. After that, we were able to visit more often and spend more time as a family. Ellie's face lit up when she saw her dad again, and she seemed to regain some of her energy. The attending physician told us that since introducing the innovative treatment, Ellie's condition was improving, even after only a month. Ellie regained her strength as the treatment went on, and we got permission to leave the hospital for a day. So, we're planning to go to an amusement park as a family. Ellie's not over the fight against the cancer, but we'll get through it together as a family. Joe promised not to take on his problems alone. He promised to talk as a couple before making important decisions. I think that it might be good to put Joe on a leash so he doesn't pull anything like that again. But I really do think he'll continue to stick around. And the two of us will continue to support Ellie through her struggles with the cancer.